Hey, this is Chris from Less Than Jake, and you're watching Black Velvet Magazine.
It's the new standard of living on a thinner thread, and the new look now is wanting more but have a little less. The new you isn't who you thought you knew, but it's what's left. Let me catch my breath. Let me try and start explaining this. We always say we want to have it figured.
Yeah, the band guys we're all really close friends. Yeah, I do have, some best mates outside of the band, best friends, sure. How have they changed? Well, a lot of them have children and have gotten fatter than I have over the years, and there's divorces. There's, the older you get, the more life happens, I think, But for the most part, the core of all of these people, including the people in my band, it's the same. If you have a best friend, they're the same that they were when you met them. Just all the superficial changes, the stuff, the life that happens. Yeah, I was way crazier when I was younger. Still got a screw loose, but just bouncing off the walls. Just that energy you have when you're 18, 19 years old that, some people can keep that up their whole life. But, I don't want to say you mature, but, you get older. What makes me roar? These days, just when we've tried everything we can as a band to do the best thing for us and the fans, and it all comes together on a tour like this. And it just, after being a band for 22 years, to still be able to go out and do it, that's the roar. That's the excitement for me and the guys in the band. Wow, lots of things. Just people being, being mean to one another, being mean to animals, not giving, not being considerate, and certainly traveling around the world. This accent doesn't exactly make people very cheery sometimes, and I just treat them with respect, and I go about my business. I don't get angry about it, and when other people come to my country, I try to make them feel welcome, because I've been traveling to different countries all these years, so I know what it's like. Really crappy Canadian drivers in Florida. Sorry, Canada, I love you. Yeah. Well, it's not just them. It's people from it's all the elderly from like Michigan and some of the up north. That's really the cold states. They'll come to Florida, and it's supposed to be like 60 miles an hour, and you're behind them doing like 35, and you're like, come on. So, off the top of my head, those are probably the three things. Yeah, I mean, living on the road, just certainly. After being out here for 3-4 weeks, you miss the comforts of home, or you want to, be with loved ones, or you miss a lot of birthdays and weddings and just things of life. But at the same time, this is what we signed up for, so you can't really be mad about it at the end of the day. But yeah, there's times you want to yank your hair out, and I don't know, just anything. You'll be hungover in the morning and go for the last water in the refrigerator, and it's not there. Are there old tricks? Oh God, all the time. Definitely for young bands, it's well, so you said you're going to give us $500 to play tonight. Yeah. We'll sort it after the show tonight. We'll get you covered. Well, we need to get a contract signed. No, man, I'm not going to do any contracts. We'll shake on it. It's going to be fine. I'll shake your hand. And then, of course, at the end of the show, the band doesn't get $500. They get $50 and a case of beer. So just things like that. When it's too good to be true, then it's not going to happen in the music business. I think bands put different work in now than when we started out. we were pre-internet when we started, so we had to write people back. We had to actively give out stickers. We had to go to shows and promote our band. We couldn't just sit at home and put stuff on the internet that people all over the world can look at instantaneously. But at the same time, I think it's almost, if you had the work ethic our band had back in the day, that we were almost better off because we stood out. But you can't really stand out in the internet world these days. Everybody's doing it. So we try our best with Facebook and Twitter and all the other stuff that people do. But at the end of the day, people are just bombarded from the time you wake up and you turn your computer on, whether it's news, whatever you look at. There's advertisements. There's if you go on Facebook, that's a whole nightmare. I mean, there's just people, come to my show, buy my record, do this, do that. So, there's a lot coming at us as human beings. So I almost think it was, again, if you had the work ethic that we did, it was almost better back then. Well, there was a time period, probably from 2001 to 2010 or so, where there wasn't that many bands touring around that were doing the ska punk thing. It kind of had died down. A lot of the younger kids were getting into the emo, screamo, or whatever you want to call it. And in the last couple of years, it's crazy. I'm seeing young ska bands, like people, kids in high school, 15, 16, 17, that are playing this music again. So there's always resurgences of things. There's a band called the Backyard Superheroes. They're really good. They're from, I want to say New Jersey, maybe. So. Yeah, if it was 18 to 19-year-old good-looking young guys, skinny kids with the right haircut at the right time, with the right tie, with the right look, with the right pop producer that's doing pop ska songs, yeah. But, is our band going to be that? No, our time with anything beyond what we do is kind of, I don't want to say it's past, but, we're not 20 anymore, so we're lucky to still be doing this at the level that we're doing it. Worrying that, worrying about the most. Probably these days, because I'm getting older, if I'm ever gonna maybe have a family. I think about that a lot now, because granted, men can have children until the day they die, but, I don't want to be that dad that's taking their, kid to school when I'm 60 years old, so, I would haunt Blackie Lawless from Wasp. Because you know who he is. And a lot of people probably don't know who he is that's going to watch this. Maybe they will.
So tell them about him.
He sings for Wasp and he rules.
And the truth stinks.